Today I'm going to show you a neuromuscular warm-up sequence, which is an excellent full body warm-up routine to go through before weight training, sports, or really any type of intense physical activity. What's going on, everybody? It's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you our dynamic warm-up sequence that we use at our studio here with all of our clients. Now what this is it's essentially a tiny little workout before your workout. What it's designed to do is not only to increase the heart rate, but to get the neuromuscular system firing, your neurons and your muscles firing, and also to get the joints articulating, moving around, okay? And that's where a lot of traditional ways of warming up really fail people. Like oftentimes, especially like bodybuilders and weightlifters will hop on a recumbent bike, a treadmill, an elliptical, some sort of cardio device like that, and they will, be on it for about 5 minutes, and then they'll hop off and go right into lifting weights. Those are okay, but they're definitely not the best way to warm up, and they're far inferior compared to a neuromuscular warm-up, which I'm about to show you in a second. And the reason for that is all that does, walking on a treadmill for 5 minutes, riding an elliptical for 5 minutes, is that will really just elevate the heart rate, right? You're not doing too much to get your joints articulating. You are on an elliptical a little bit more than like a bike, but basically you're not really getting the whole muscular system firing. You're not articulating and moving around all of the joints of the body, and you're really just increasing your heart rate. So that is why this warm-up is far superior to that type of warm-up, because that actually primes your muscles and warms up the tissues of your joints. There's a lot of data on this type of warm-up sequence that suggests that it's most beneficial for improving performance and reducing injury. So, this is basically how you should be warming up. All right, so here's the sequence. Okay, so for this, I'm not gonna do any fancy editing or anything like that. I'm just gonna take you through the exact sequence that we have our clients go through, and the exact sequence that I take myself through before I work out. Okay, the first thing that we'll start with are wrist rolls. Okay, so you'll just do this about 20 times this way, and then you probably want to switch directions, move the other way for about 20 times. You can alternate this in with wrist waves, just like this. These are all good joint warm-ups. Okay, they literally warm up the tissues of the joint. Switch directions with that. Reps aren't super important with this. It's more about movement. Okay. So after you've done about 20 of each of those, you're going to bring your knees together, toes touch, hands go on the knees. You're going to do 20 revolutions clockwise, and then you're going to do 20 counterclockwise. We call this old man dance. This is a good joint warm-up for the hips, hips, knees, and ankles. Okay, so after you've done those joint warm-ups, you're then going to go into a bodyweight squat. And for this, we typically just have people counterbalance themselves by sticking their arms out, butt back, and back up. Really engaging those glutes at the top. Okay, about 10 to 15 or so of those. After that, you're going to bring your arms down by your sides, flex your wrists, tiny little circles, keeping your core braced the whole time. Tiny little circles as you come up all the way up overhead. You'll do this a lot slower, okay, being a lot more deliberate with it, and then working your way back down to the hips, keeping your wrists dorsiflexed up like this the whole time while you're doing that. Abs are very, very tight, okay? From here, we like to incorporate some single leg deadlifts, just body weight. Balance on this leg, keep it nice and soft. Hinge forward, and then come back up. Hinge forward, come back up. You want to do that on both legs for 5 reps or so, maybe even go to 10, okay? From here, you're going to get on the ground. You're going to do 10 push-ups, okay? You don't need to see me do all 10. From here, we're basically going to roll over onto our backs here. You're going to do 10 hip thrusters to activate the posterior chain, okay? Then you're going to do 10 dead bugs to activate the anterior chain in the frontal core musculature here. Basically hug the knees into the chest, let them out in front of you. Hug the knees into the chest, let them out in front of you. Do not let the lower back arch. You're trying to keep a neutral spine that whole time, okay? From here, you're gonna go into lunges, all right? You can do I'm just gonna do these static for the sake of the video, but usually we'll do walking lunges. But basically, hands on the hips, lunge, back, lunge, back. You're looking for approximately a 90-degree bend in both knees with this exercise, okay? From here, you're gonna go into our last movement, and we call this inchworm. Basically, I'm gonna get off to the side so you can see this better. You're gonna start here, okay? You're gonna hinge forward from the hips, put the hands down, walk out until you're in push-up position, okay? And then keeping the legs straight, you're gonna come all the way back up to this position right here, okay? Back out, straight back up to here, okay? Typically, we'll go the length of my studio here, from that end to this end, all the way back to that end. If you have similar space, probably go about 15 feet or 30 feet total doing this. 15 there, turn around, 15 back, that's fine. But that's basically the sequence that we go through. It's very well rounded. There's not really any muscles that aren't being activated. I'm already feeling pretty warm just by demonstrating some of those exercises that I did. So you can incorporate some other movements into this if you want, like jumping jacks, mountain climbers, anything like that is fine. You can even do some burpees as part of your warm-up. But you really want to focus on activating as much of the muscular system as possible, not to the point of fatigue, but just activating it, getting them firing, getting that heart rate up, and increasing circulation. This should take you about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. When you're done with it, you should be breathing a little heavy, and you should also be physically warm. You should be just on the verge of breaking a sweat, but you shouldn't feel so like tired and depleted, like you don't have any energy to do anything. You should be you should feel like you just did something with your body, and your body should physically feel warm. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then go ahead and do that right over here. Hit subscribe up there. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram as well as liking my Facebook page, if you haven't done that yet, then go ahead and open up the description down below and go to both of those pages and do those things. Also, if you really did like this video, then give it a like down below, share it, leave me a comment. I'm always interested in what you want to hear more about, what you want to see me make videos about in the future. So if there's anything that I haven't addressed yet with any of the videos that I've made in the past, leave me a comment and I might make a video on it. That's pretty much it for today. I'll see you next time.